Hey, no quitters. What's going on? Keder here on a beautiful day, my friends. So guys, in this video, guys, let's talk about how to stop stressing and find peace. This is a subject that is very dear to my heart as we going for this drive here. We're gonna be talking about, okay, how to actually stop stressing and find peace. Okay, now this is something that a lot of people deal with. Stress is a major factor for a lot of people, and when you can't find peace in your life, I could tell you, it's totally crazy. You go hard, right? You go hard or you go home. You know what's gonna happen to yourself, guys. I can tell you, it can change your life. Like right now, today, as I'm making this video, guys, is the beginning of the year. I have something that happened in my life where for 2 days, I was actually really stressed over that thing. I kind of forgot my principle because it hit me so hard for 2 days. And then I snapped right back. I remember days when I'm learning to, now I have other little stress where I bounce back on the same day. But when you have something major that happens in your life where you cannot ignore, this is freaking stressing the crap out of me. This is stressful. Okay, I want to give you some principle on how to overcome it. Now, I overcome mine in like 2 days, and I should have done that way earlier because I have used some different coping strategies that are unhealthy for me in the beginning, but I bounced back really quick because of information. So wait, this video is not for everybody, okay? This video is for someone specific. If you right now, you're going through some problem, right? You're going through some hard time. If right now you feel suicidal, because I've been through these emotions I'm gonna speak about in this video, this is a video for you to watch. If right now you're building a business and everything collapses in a second, it's like everything that you try is not working out for you. You feel like giving up. You feel like throwing in the towel. This is the video for you, okay? You're my audience today, okay? And if you are someone, you're not going through any problems right now, you're not stressing over anything, that's cool. You can keep watching for the times when the stress do happens, because those times happens. It's part of life. Talking about stress, I just missed my light. So I'm looking to see if I could get in the other lane to get to where I'm going, because I'm actually got distracted a little bit speaking to you guys. So now look at that, the stress is over. I just went to the other lane and I'm turning, boom, there you go. And it's gonna go right in line with a principle that I'm gonna be speaking about in this video. And guess what, I did not do this intentionally, I promise. All right, so principle number one, when you're stressing, okay, this is how to stop stressing and find peace. Number one, I want you to understand that nothing lasts forever. When you're going through the stress moments of life, you feel like this is it. Like the reason why I feel like major people kill themselves, it's because they think whatever they're going through at that moment, like this is it. Life doesn't change. I want you to understand that life change. It's a cycle. Okay, life is a cycle. Sometimes you're gonna be up, sometimes you're gonna be down. You don't want to focus on your problem right now to make it this huge thing where all your life encompasses around that problem. This is how I start getting stressed in my life for the first time. That was so major where I really become suicidal, okay? So, in the beginning, I was going to college. I was trying to build my life, trying to discover myself, who I am. So I kind of built this whole facade. I'm Mr. Cool Guy, but in the inside, I wasn't. I knew no principle. Here's the thing. Sometimes you might build a character, but no principles. See, principle win. When you build your life on principle, it's different than just maybe I feel that way. Then your feelings, because your feelings change, but principle stays the same. That's how you truly become a winner. If you want to change any part of your life, build it on principle, not on how you feel. So, back to my story. In college, I built this whole facade of I'm Mr. Cool Guy, you know, I'm trying to make stuff happen, I'm trying to build my confidence, I'm Mr. Confident. But in the inside, I had no deepened confidence. I always needed to be reassured by somebody else. Someone else always had to tell me how good I look or how great I am in order for me to know my true value. So I never really had a true perspective or perception of what value that I have. Okay, so what happened during my college days? I was working out. I love going to the gym, you know, working out, build those muscles, trying to look good and stuff like that. And then I was doing this exercise called the deadlift. Sound like something you shouldn't be doing if you're alive, right? The deadlift. So I was doing the deadlift. Of course, I did it improper, right? I didn't have proper form that day when I was doing it, and I actually put too much weight on the bar. Boom! At that moment, I heard something go cap. And I froze for like 2 minutes. I blacked out for a few minutes. I didn't understand what the heck was going on. I blacked out for a few minutes. And then when I found myself, I was on the floor. I couldn't get up. It was like the craziest pain. And if you ever had any back pain in your life, you will know it's one of the worst. Like, you can't sit, you can't eat. Then after that, I went to the doctor. I heard that I got 2 herniated discs. This is your lower, like your L5, your lumbar disc in your back and your spinal cord. I herniated 2 of them. So the liquid that was inside in the middle gel of your bones, of your spinal bones, right, got out. So my bone was kind of scratching over each other, which was crazy. So for the next 5-6 months to almost a year. See, if you want to break a man's spirit, pain is one of the way to do it if they are not mentally ready. When you become mentally ready, pain cannot access you. That's why back in the days, man, you know, you see prisoners of war, they usually inflict pain on them to get information, because pain is one of the things that if you cannot tolerate, man, you're gonna give up real soon, right? So long story short, right, during this time I was going through a lot of pain in my life. I thought, man, my life was gonna be over. I was watching a TV show, I couldn't laugh. I was out with my friends, they were having fun. I wasn't having fun. Like, nothing that I used to do that was fun was not fun anymore. I couldn't control my life. It was crazy. I couldn't sleep. It was nuts, okay? But then, as I start finding myself and went through this process that I'm gonna share with you, I then realized now my tolerance for pain just increased, because I went through this moment. My tolerance for the hard time, it increased 10 times, and it helps me to set my life on values and principle. So number one, you must understand nothing lasts forever. Whatever you're going through right now, I promise you, say this to yourself: this too shall pass. I promise you, it will. Next year, 1 year from now, you will not be in the same position. 2-3 years from now, you will not be in the same position. The world evolved. The world evolve. Right? Number two, you want to concentrate on building your inner core, your inner being, who you are at that moment. When you're feeling so much stress, it is because you don't have enough capacity to hold on. Like, your inner core, your inner being has not grown to that level. See, that time, I want you to focus, build your inner level, okay? Build your inner core. Start getting into personal development. Start reading a little bit more about the fears that you are facing, the things that are hurting you. Start learning a little bit more about who you are, about yourself. Start focusing within, okay? You want to focus within. At that moment of fears, okay? You want to start building yourself, start growing, and start learning yourself, okay? Number 3 that I want to share with you, at that moment, you want to focus on possibilities. Because right now, you might be going through this pain right now in your business, and things are not working out. Maybe you homeless. Maybe you get to the stage where things got so tough, and now you out on the street. I mean, you can decide to hate everybody for it, or you can focus on what are the possibilities that are around me right now. What can I do? Do I need to go get a job, get some things in order? What do I need to do? Start focusing on possibility. Now, rich people don't work job. I want you to understand that. If you're trying to take yourself to the next level, you won't be working a job as a rich person. You know, you must understand that. I speak about, you know, being rich and how you should not be working. a job, okay? You should be doing the things that you love, but you can use a job as a way of creating income, not for your ultimate goal, not for where you truly want to be in life, but a way. It's just a vehicle, okay? It's just a vehicle, okay? So you want to focus on that, building your inner core, your inner being, okay? When you focus on possibility, what's gonna happen? Your eyes is gonna open, okay? Your eyes is gonna open around you, even though you might be going through a lot of pain, but focus on the possibilities that are around you, okay? Which goes into the next stage, which is living in the spirit. I know this is a little bit deep, guys. Living in the spirit, that's what I had to do. When my body was hurting me so much, I had to learn to live in the spirit. I don't know what you believe in. I believe in God, right? I believe in God. I believe in a creator. You know, I believe this time on earth is just an experience. Like, a lot of people will have different beliefs. There's nothing after life. That's cool. You know, at least you believe in something, right? Nothing after life. You believe into something. I'm not here to judge you. Everybody has different beliefs. Some people believe in reincarnation. Some people believe in other things. So you have certain type of belief. Now, what you want to do now, if the body, your pain is in your current situation, is in your current environment, what you want to do at that moment is to focus in the spirit, okay? The spirit, the belief that you have, that thing, you want to focus in the spirit, because the spirit, you are not just made of the body, you have the spirit inside of you, and that's what makes human lives so powerful, okay? If you live on the well, more likely you live on earth if you're watching this video. So what makes human life so powerful is the fact that you are not just born of the body. You have what's called the spirit inside of you, and that's the inner being, the inner core. And most of the time, people take time to work on their body by going to the gym, you know, investing good food inside, and doing other things. Go to work, get a nice clothes, get some nice car, you know, make you feel good. But not working on who they are in the inside, which is the spirit, not realizing that the spirit is actually what's taking decision. Although you taking decision to take care of your body, the spirit has to make those decisions. They're coming from your mind. If you don't work on that spirit, which is your subconscious mind, we talk about the only way for you to teach the subconscious mind is to affect it. You cannot just direct it. You have to affect it with the thing that you ingest, okay? With the thing that you think about. That's what's affect your subconscious mind. So if you're not taking care of your subconscious mind, more likely, all that's gonna come out of there is just garbage. It's just suicidal thoughts. It's just, oh my God, I'm not worth it. Oh my God, I don't deserve it. Oh my God, my life is over. Oh my God, this problem is gonna stay forever. That's all I'm gonna focus on. So at that moment, what you really wanna do is to live in the spirit. Okay, when you live in the spirit, you understand that the spirit matters more than the body or than the pain that you are feeling, okay? Than the surrounding pain that you might be having in your life. Here's the thing, like this car I'm driving right now. I want to give you an example real quick, right? I'm driving this car. There's a bunch of cars around me that are driving, okay? Let's say, for example, I was to step out of my car, right? Hopefully I don't step out of it while it's driving. Let's say I step out of my car and I go on the side of the street. What's gonna happen to my car? Yeah, more likely it's not gonna go anywhere if I park it, right? Or it's just gonna go off the street and go derail somewhere. See, understand that a car is not important without me. If I'm not, like your car right now, if you have a car, it's outside maybe where you're watching this video, maybe you're watching it in your car. If you was to go park your car in front of your house for a whole year, you never drive it, what importance is that car? None. See, if I'm not inside of this car, it cannot drive itself. See, it's the same thing for yourself. If your spirit is not in the body is not even that important. Guess what happened? Once your spirit leaves your body, what do? They're gonna put you to the ground. That's it. They're gonna put you to the ground. You're done. You're dead. You're not alive anymore. So that's why the spirit is so important. So you need to learn how to focus on the spirit. How can I grow myself in a spiritual being that whatever that's going on in my life cannot affect my mood, cannot affect my stage. Like right now I'm making this video, I'm excited as hell. Smile with me, baby. Smile with me, no quitters. But guess what? 5 years ago, if you had find me right now, I'm facing a situation right now in my life that is freaking annoying, right? You see how I said it? But I'm smiling on that stuff. I'm smiling on that situation, baby. I'm happy. I'm excited. Why? You know, I took 2 days to realize that real quick. I started to get depressed. I started saying to myself, why? Why me? Not again. Okay? I started saying these things to myself. And then I said, flip back, Keder, real quick. There's a story in the Bible about this man named Job, right? A lot of people talk about how Job says that, hey, you know what, God, you give, you take, let your name be glorified. But what you must realize is that as a human being, Job actually cursed the day that he was born before he made this realization. So what I'm saying is that going through the process is always going to be real. Your reaction to it is what matters most, okay? I'm not saying that you're never going to have pain or pain is not going to be real. But the way that you react to that pain, that's what matters most, okay? So that's what matters most at that time. So right now, although like everything could be going crazy around me, I can choose to express it the way that I want. I could say, hey, this situation is going to pass too. Just like every other situation that I come into my life, they have passed. So therefore, this one shall pass. So I'm gonna stop stressing about this. I'm gonna do my thing just like nothing is wrong. Like everything is amazing. It is, because everything is amazing. So whatever you believe you have, that's what you become. Next thing is to focus on delivering into other people. Okay, when you stress, it's because all the focus goes to your problem, what you're facing right now, what you can't get, the situation you're facing at that moment. If you keep focusing on yourself, you always gonna enlarge, because whatever you focus on, it expand. So if you focus on yourself, which in turn focuses on your problem, guess what's gonna happen to your problem? They're gonna become massive iceberg in your life, and it's like, oh my God, every day that's what you're gonna be thinking about. Another secret to overcome your stress and find peace is to go out there and start helping people. Start delivering value to other people. Whether it's gonna be through videos like this one I'm making, delivering value to you guys, not focusing on the stress that I'm facing in my life right now. You know, focusing on delivering into other people, speaking life into other people, helping other people. Like someone else have a problem, see how you can solve that situation. I promise you, even though it's hard as heck, you going through yours, it's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you, at that moment, when I had that crazy pain, not only I started praying more, I started focusing on my spiritual life, right? I started learning myself more, you know, because at first, you know, first thing that came to my mind, I didn't know how to process my thought. I didn't have any method of operation. I wanted to kill myself. But then I remember someone said that, you know, if you kill yourself, you lose everything. You lose every promise and you technically give up. It's like you don't believe there's a super being that can take care of things that you can't take care of. Then that stopped me, just that little bit of comprehension. And sometimes, guys, maybe you listen to this message at this right time, and I hope that I catch you at the right time. Maybe this message is for you that's looking into, you know what, I'm gonna put an end to this. And I'm telling you, I've overcome mine. Look at me in the eyes. I've overcame mine. I am not suicidal anymore. I am way much bigger than anything that can come into my life. And I know that today. There was a time I didn't know that. But then one thing held me back and said, man, I would lost everything. So I started focusing more into this principle I'm sharing with you right now. So I remember I was in nursing school at that time, that I was going to my clinicals. And there was a time that we had to work with, in the hospital, we had to work in a clinic that works with people who are mentally, they have so much stress. Like they literally, you know, they label them mentally crazy. Like mentally crazy. They are going crazy. They go in a walk. So I was in that unit on that day working with the crazy patients, technically crazy. And I was talking to this lady, right? This lady has so much stress in her life. She was on top of everything. She was the go-to person. Everybody would come to her. Everybody wanted stuff from her. And then she ended up losing everything after she lost her daughter. That took so much of a toll on her. She left her job. She wasn't working. She wasn't taking care of herself. Nobody wanted her no more. And she felt like her life was crumbling down. Like she couldn't do nothing anymore. So she was so pissed and she wanted to kill herself. And she couldn't sleep anymore. She developed insomnia, which I developed myself, which was crazy. When you can't sleep, your mind, the chemical imbalances in your mind start going nuts. And you start thinking erratical. You start having thoughts that are crazy. So that's what was happening to this lady. You know, I was just in a transition stage. I was going from being crazy to now understanding leaning more on my super being, supernatural power, and learning those principles that I'm sharing with you. So I started to get out of my depression. And then I shared with her, how she felt. I'm like, do you feel like you want to kill yourself? And she said, yes. And I told her, do you feel like everything that you used to do have no meaning? And you feel like the people that you used to care about, you don't care about everything anymore. Like, life is crazy. Like, you can't control, you feel like you have no control of your thoughts. Your mind is going 300 miles per hour. And I was describing the person that she was to her just through a conversation. And she felt like, I wasn't crazy. And I was speaking to her at that moment, make her realize something. It's the only time that I ever saw her. I don't know what she did with her life after, because I was just in a clinical setting at my school. But at that moment, she realized something, that there are people who are going through the same thing that she went through. And sometimes it can make things in a better perspective for you. If you look to stop the stress and find peace in the inside, deliver into other people. Okay? So those are 5 steps, 5 key points I share with you on how you can stop stressing and find peace. So let me share some unhealthy coping mechanism that I've used in the past and that other people use, like drinking, smoking, pills, and drugs. When I was going through that stage, I didn't know what to do with myself anymore. I couldn't sleep. So my mind was going 300 miles per hour. I thought I was going crazy. So I couldn't sleep. It's the worst. You start feeling like you're going crazy. So I went to the hospital, right? The first thing they prescribed me was some, what was it? I forgot the name of the pill that they put me on. And then after that, they gave me some Ambience. Ambience is a sedative that you actually take if you lack of sleep, that can help you with the chemical imbalances in your brain. So it's gonna balance things out so you can sleep better. But it wasn't my problem. The pain was. See, sometimes we look for outside factor, like to take care of the stress, to take care of the pain. That if you haven't dealt with yourself really, if you haven't dealt with your inner being, which is your mind, which is what most people, they step away from. They don't medicate that. They go and take medication to ingest in the body that can affect the chemical imbalances in your mind, which in turn, that you never know what's gonna come out of this thing. I started doing good. Then I started developing that dependency onto the drugs in order for me to fall asleep. I was taking another drug. I forgot the name of it. Xanax, right? Is it Xanax? I don't remember the name of the drug, but most people take that drug whenever they start going to stress and just medicate themselves. And it's one of the unhealthy coping mechanisms. Other people, they withdraw from their families and their friends and their activities. The stuff they used to do that used to make them excited, that used to make them happy, they withdraw from the stuff. Right now, I want you, if you're going to stress, you're going to pain, don't withdraw from the stuff that makes you happy. Don't start eating unhealthy. Don't start, not doing the things that makes you excited. Sometimes we withdraw ourselves from the things that give us the pleasure just so we can focus on the pain. And guess what happened? When we do that, the pain expands, okay? Whatever we focus on, it expands. That's how the universe works. So don't focus on these things at that moment. Focus on the things that you used to do, you still do, that helps you bring stuff into full balance for yourself, okay? Binge eating is another one. You start eating a bunch of food. These things, when you do them, if you just go and binge eat for one day and you go back to your regular diet and working out and do what you do, it's not a problem. Sometimes I treat myself and I eat, a bunch of food. And then other day I go on a fasting and I don't eat any food at all. I let the body rest. But what you must realize is the concept is how your brain is processing. See, sometimes people don't take time to slow down and think about these things. Your brain has a mind of its own. All right, it's crazy. Whatever you do, there's something you're thinking behind the action. Like when you're eating, if you're eating right now, I promise you, I used not to enjoy my food. It was like I'm just ingesting stuff. Oh, I'm hungry, just ingest stuff. Now, when you eat, like when I eat fruits, vegetables, when I eat, oh man, I don't want to close my eyes on the highway. But when I eat my oranges, I close my eyes for a second and digest it and feel good. And I'm feeling all the enzymes, all the great stuff that I'm putting in my body. When I eat an apple, when I eat some veggies, And then when I eat the bad stuff, it sends a different message to my mind. So I stop eating all the high calorie foods, high sugar, that's gonna give me that quick fix, that quick high, and then I'm gonna crash later. I stop eating these things. I slow down gradually, stop eating this thing, and then process the same way my body's gonna process the food. I make my mind process what I'm eating. So now when I eat an avocado, it's like, tastes so good. I'm processing. See, when you teach your mind to process good stuff as your body processes good stuff, you're gonna feel so great. See, what happened with some people when they start facing stress, that's why you see some people, if you link the two together, if you start drinking, like, there's nothing wrong if you go and have a drink with your body. But if you drinking because you're having problem at home or because you're having stress, you link the two together. Now you're using either alcohol or food to medicate yourself, which in turn creates an addiction, which in turn is gonna kill you. Or it's gonna give you all the crazy disease, heart disease, lung disease, what if you're smoking, right? And high blood pressure and all those other disease, because you expressing, you coping with your stress in an unhealthy way. So you're using unhealthy mechanism to process your stress. So that's gonna be a crazy part for you with binge eating. Another thing is people stop procrastinating. Like, you stop procrastinating at things that you should be doing, then you don't do them anymore. Or people would zone out for hours. They'll zone out for hours, or they'll just go on Facebook, because you wanna cope with the stress. You stay hours on Facebook just checking out different stuff or watching funny videos or something, even though that could be unstressful. But anything is good in moderation, but in excess, it's not good for you. If you're spending 10 hours of your day watching funny video, something is wrong. You're obviously using it as a way to medicate yourself, and it's the wrong way to medicate yourself, because that's not being productive at all. So you're wasting your time. So sometimes people would zone out and they start doing things using social media. You're taking another way. They would start taking out the stress on their kids, if they have kids, and their wife, if they have a significant other, or on the husband, if you're a lady watching this. So you are using your alternative, the alternative that you're using to cope with your stress. They are producing even more stress in your life. So you gotta know, how do I cope with this beast? How do I cope with these things and take myself to a whole next level? Let me share with you 4 principles of stress management. Okay, I call them the 4 A's. Okay, the 4 A's, 4 principles of stress management when stuff start happening in your life. Okay, number 1, the 4 A's, let me just give them to you. Avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. So with avoiding, number 1, when you avoid, you want to avoid the things that are making you more stressful. If it's people, if your friends are giving you so much stress, why do you keep stressing yourself about having friends that don't understand you, right? If your job is what's stressing the crap out of you, why do you stay there forever? Why aren't you looking for the alternative on what you could do that can help you be excited, be happy? So you want to, number 1, avoid these things that are creating more stress. First thing, let me make that clear real quick. There's positive stress, there's negative stress. So there's certain stress you need to have in your life. Like, if you want to grow your muscle, you want to go to the gym and put some stress on it to work it, to make it develop. It's the same thing as a human being. If you want to grow mentally, you're going to have to put some stress into learning, into growing yourself, into becoming a whole new being than you was before, so that you can become that person that you truly want to be. So that stress is good stress. So there's good stress and bad stress. See, good stress give you the outcome that you're looking for. Bad stress give you the unwanted outcome. And those are the things that you don't want. Like, you don't want to be an alcoholic, so you start drinking. So that's a bad way of coping with your stress. So you want to avoid these things that's going to increase stress in your life. Number 1, okay? After you avoid your stress, what you want to do is to alter the way that you process it. Okay, the way that you process your stress, you have to alter. That's what I had to do to help me become a stronger person. When you alter the way that you process your stress in your mind, it's gonna have a different effect. It's not gonna be the same. That's why you see people will have different level of tolerance for stress because they start altering the mind, the way they process it. So if you alter your mind and understand that this too shall pass, what I'm giving you right now, even though if you have massive stress in your life, think about this is just a moment. This too shall pass. This will not stay forever. So you alter the way that you think, therefore in turn will alter the way that you feel, and therefore will alter the results that you get in your life. The 3, which is accepting, you need to accept there are certain things that you can't change. Okay, there's certain stress that's gonna happen in your life, like the losing of a parent, the losing of a child, the losing of a spouse, you know, the losing of a job. You know, things happen, life happens. You must realize that you must accept it, okay? You can't change certain things. They just happen. You just let them be, okay? Life keeps going. Just let it go. Don't let it stress you, okay? Don't let this thing stress you. And you don't want to base your life on what people think of you. Sometimes people change. You cannot just expect people is always going to be happy about your decision of who you are or what you want to do in your life. And you must understand these things. And when you do, it's not stressful anymore. People change. They don't like me today. I don't care, right? You're not stressing anymore. You know, you're just relaxing. You're finding peace in yourself. And I'm telling you, these things have helped me. When you accept whatever that happened, you know, you're here for an experience, okay? Whatever that happens in your life, it's an experience. It's part of your story. It's part of who you are. Right? If I didn't go through the stress that I went in my life, I would never become the person that I am today. I wouldn't be sharing this stuff with you. How I went, you know, I couldn't sleep. You know, I started taking Ambien. I remember when I took my first drug, it was called Flexeril. I felt so high. It was the first time I got high. Like, and that's why I could see why people will develop that dependency on drugs. Flexeril is a muscle relaxer. You know, it relaxes the muscles, it relaxes your body, it makes you feel good. I remember the first time that I took it, it was good. But after I keep taking it, the pain was still there. I couldn't change anything. My mindset was still going crazy. I'm not saying these things don't work to a certain level, but if you don't work on your own mind so you can become strong, you will be broken by life. Life will throw stuff at you that will break you. But I'm saying in the process, if you know how to process this information that I'm sharing with you, you will become a stronger being. If you're going through hell right now through your business, stuff is not working out for you. It's part of the process. It's part of your story. I promise you, if you watch this video and you wait 2-3 years, you stay consistent, you are no quitter, you still crushing, you will come back to this video and put a comment and say, Keder, you was right. This stuff changed my life. Because when I learned it from somebody, it actually changed my life. So after you accept, you adapt, okay? When you adapt, you look for what's the opportunity for growth, which is what I'm doing right now. I adapted myself to the pain. Now I adapted myself to the problems, to the stuff that's gonna come, that's out of my, out of my control, that I'm gonna have to deal with, to the stress that life brings, I'm gonna have to deal with. Now it doesn't stress me as much. I might be stressed for a second minute, but look at me. Am I stressed? Do I look like a stressed guys? No, I'm smiling, I'm excited. But I promise you, I got stuff going on in my life right now. Like if it was 3 years ago, I wouldn't know how to smile. Like I literally would break down and cry. Seriously, this too shall pass. So adapt. As human being, you are made to adapt in any places that you find yourself, in any situation that you find yourself. And I want you to know, whatever stress you're going through right now, you are way bigger than that. I promise you, you can overcome it. If you follow this process that I just gave you earlier, you're gonna adapt, you're gonna grow, and that's what's gonna make you that person that I know you are. In the inside, you are a roaring lion. You are powerful. You are amazing. Anyway, no quitters, I wanted to share that with you. I hope you do find value in this video. There's a conversation of me and you, in the car. So hopefully that was valuable to you. If it was, please like, share this video. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. How did you deal with your stress? Have you had any stress in your life? Has it been crazy for you? Has it been a crazy journey for yourself? Have you had nights that you couldn't sleep like myself and you thought about suicidal thoughts, that your business wasn't working, life wasn't working, things wasn't happening for you? So this too shall pass. Remember that. But anyway, share with me below. That was Keder. I'll see you guys later. Bye.